Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about the new name for the new edition. The new name for the new edition. Wait a second, Scott, you said there would never be another edition. You talked about the Infinite Edition for a long time, and you said that we needed to end the Edition Wars. You were very adamant that there would never be another edition. Yes, all that's correct. I was wrong. I was 100% wrong. And as we coalesce, people are still looking for a new name, and absolutely no one is saying this isn't a new edition. In fact, what's coming next is the very, very ridiculously foolish, just most absurd solution, which is to call it 5.5 or to call it 6th edition. 6th edition is flat out wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And the reason why is there's so much of this that is the same as it was before that there's no question, it is absolutely wrong to call it 6th edition, okay? I think it's wrong to call it 5.5 as well. There really is something new here, but we need an actual real name. So first of all, I'm gonna collect my I was wrong check. I'm gonna take my I was wrong debit, right? And pay out with my dignity. I was wrong, okay? And the reason why is I am saying, why was I wrong? Because I actually believe in humanity. I believe that there'll be a day where we can move past warring over editions, but it's just not true. And I think I should have known it was real when Teos Abadia that's when I should have knew it was over, right? Teos Abadia, there was a point where it was like, well, whatever the community calls it. And he was saying then, right, in a very subtle way, the edition wars aren't over. We're always gonna war over the edition wars. Now, I'm a grizzled veteran of the edition wars. I have virtually fought on the side of 5th edition. And I always virtually fight on the side of the current edition, right? And I virtually take out my virtual sword and my virtual shield, and I go to town on any fool who's like, "Hey, everybody, why don't you embrace my nostalgia obsession, and let's just pretend it's 1984." And I'm like, because it sucks, and let's go. Like, raise your virtual shield and raise your virtual sword, and let's get it on, right? Like, I am a grizzled veteran of the edition wars, and I had a minute where I truly believed one D&D would be one D&D. But the community will not allow it, right? We're just horrible people, and we're broken, and this world will never be perfect. It will only be perfect in the next life, right? Praise Jesus, all right? Okay. All right, so why am I coming here today? Because I'm super smart, and I can solve the problem. All right, so what is the problem? There's no good name right now, right? People are confused, right? So, and I get that, right? Because Hasbro did not help here. They're like, oh, it's not a new edition. These are the 2024 core rulebooks. And let's talk about 1D&D. And then let's abandon that language when it's no longer convenient, exactly like what we did with D&D Next. And I'm like, and D&D Next made sense. That was a name that was built to abandon, right? But 1D&D was a name built with hope. It had everything Gary loved, right? Real hope and real improvement for humanity. But if Teos Abadia, the best dude in the entire industry, except for Ben from Questing Beast and maybe Sly Flourish, right? If that guy is like, oh yeah, get my virtual shield and get my virtual sword, the edition wars will never die, right? Like, then all hope is lost, truly, right? Like, and so I am embracing, if you cannot beat them, and I tried, man, did I try. You will see 100 videos on here with me saying there's never gonna be another edition. It's 1D&D. We're all under one umbrella. Let's put our virtual shields and our virtual swords down. If there was ever a time where we could have done that, it would be right now, right? And we can't do it. It really sucks. And so what I can do is I can come and fix the problem. So what should be the name of this new edition? Okay, I got it for you. Check it. All right. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Scott's got the answer. Let's go. All right. D&D 1E, D&D 2E, D&D 3E, D&D 4E, D&D 5E. It's so simple. It's so sleek. It's extra. And this is another reason why, why people don't want the edition wars to end. I have to say, the names are clear. The labels are clear. Everybody knows what you're talking about, right? So what is the name of the new edition? D&D VE. D&D VE. What does V stand for? V stands for 5 in the Roman numeral. Yep. Okay. So we're not going to 6, and we preserve 6th edition for when it actually arrives, which I expect will probably be 10, 20 years from now, right? Maybe never. I'm hoping, but I'm not going to put it on you that this is an infinite edition. There's a lot of evidence that no one's going to let go of the edition wars. And I have to say, I have dusted off my virtual shield and my virtual sword, and I'm ready. I'm ready for chumpties who are like, let's play D&D 5e. D&D VE isn't good. I'm ready. I got my virtual shield and my virtual sword ready. I'm ready, right? Because like if even Teos Abadia, the most peaceful of all of us, can't see a world of peace, then nobody can. Nobody can. It's over, right? Ugh, okay. By the way, if you don't know who Teos Abadias is, get over to Mastering Dungeons. He's got a fantastic podcast all about Dungeons and Dragons. He's also a Dungeons and Dragons canon author from Acquisitions Incorporated. Okay, all right. D&D VE, all right? Now, are we going to say VE? No, you don't have to say VE. What you could say is you could say D&D Roman Edition. Roman Edition? What? Why would we say so when you write it, write down D&D VE, right? And that means this edition that came out in 2024, right? Which is it's an excellent way to refer to it, right? And yeah, it's really quite fascinating. So you have this situation where you are actually coming to the point where you're getting into the Roman edition, right? And so the reason why I think we should call it D&D Roman Edition is, one, the word Roman has 5 in it. Also, the D&D VE, which we will be writing, right? And it is pretty straightforward, but I just think it'd be better to do the verbal reference to it as the D&D Roman Edition. But when we write it, it should be written as D&D VE, 5E, right? But with a Roman initial, right? And it literally sits, same number of characters, same number of simplicity, not an addition to complexity. It's much better. It's stronger. It's perfect, right? And we'll refer to it as D&D the Roman Edition. Now, why will we refer to it as a Roman edition? Well, there's a good reason for it. The reason we will refer to it as a Roman edition, right, is because it is truly imperial. We've reached a point where Dungeons and Dragons is its own empire, and just like the Roman Empire, absolutely nothing in the world contests it. It is so far ahead of its competitors that they can't even see, because when they look up at the city of Rome, the gold glints too and blinds them. Right? Like it's too glorious. It's too magnificent, right? So that is the new Dungeons and Dragons edition name as a community member that I am putting forward, D&D VE edition, okay? Dungeons and Dragons Roman edition. And I'll say it one more time. Yes, I lose dignity. I lose points. A loss for Garibay. I was wrong. There's never going to be an infinite edition. The odds are there's never going to be an infinite edition, and that the community is already rejecting a end to the edition wars. Long live the edition wars. I am ready. Right? I have my virtual shield ready. I have my virtual sword dusted off. Let's go back. All right, I'm there. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.